Happy Monday, Wenatchee Valley. Happy Monday, North Central Washington. It is the 18th day of March, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your week with us here on the NCW Live channel. Hope you had a good St. Patty's Day. We had the nicest weekend weather-wise by far that we've had all year. Really. Boy, do we deserve it too. You know, we earn our springs and summers around here, especially this year. For the record, yesterday's high was 52 degrees on Sunday. Our normal high would be 54, so we came that close to breaking our streak, our long streak of days without getting up to our normal afternoon high with the temperature. But that streak continues 47 days in a row now, counting yesterday with our daily high temperature below normal. That could change today. We're going to be right close to normal. Forecast details are coming up. And by the way, just for the record, on Friday, in fact, it happened during this program, we got down to 24 degrees, which broke the record of 26 for the low temperature for that day. So 8 days throughout the course of the month of March. We're 17 full days in. Of the 17 days we've already gone through in the month of March, and 8 of those days we either set or tied the record for a low temperature. But that is going to change. The nicest stretch of weather by far all year is coming our way with dry conditions, lots of sunshine, warming temperatures, and more snow melt. In fact, just looking at our cross camera, you can see that quite a bit of snow melted over the weekend. But we still have those chilly overnight lows. It's only 30. It's clear. Also, we're almost to sunrise. You think that the exact moment that one day when we'd have 12 hours of darkness and 12 hours of daylight would be the spring equinox, which is on Wednesday. That's not the case. It actually happened yesterday. And now today, we have 3 more minutes of sunrise, of daylight. Sunrise at 7:08, sunset at 7:11. So bring on spring, right? Great show for you today. Lots of news to get to, lots of sports to get to. The Wenatchee Wild split the first 2 games with their series with Cowichan Valley at the Town Toyota Center over the weekend. We'll have highlights of game 2 anyway, coming up in just a couple of minutes. Also, we'll have the obscure holiday today in history birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Matt McNighty's opinion. And this Friday at the Red Lion Hotel in downtown Wenatchee, Aging and Adult Care is presenting their annual Guardianship Forum. And Peggi Moxley and Carrie Shirk are going to be a part of that discussion, that symposium. They're participating. They're experts in their respective fields. And Peggi and Carrie will talk about the Guardianship Forum coming up in the back half of the program. That was a conversation we taped on Friday morning. A lot of our guests don't like to get up early and do this show live, so we try to make it as easy as possible. If we tape in advance, we tape in advance. We're doing that more often than not. It's a beautiful morning. Let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. I don't know who Bertha decided on. Bertha's in control today about where we're going with the cameras. It's her decision. Cross camera, of course, always bats lead off on a beautiful morning. It is chilly. It's only 30 degrees, but you're going to like these afternoon highs when we get to the forecast in just a little bit. And as I mentioned, especially look at Birch Mountain and Sunny Slope, that area. Lots of snow melt. A lot of snow melt. That's good. It's the yards and the areas that face north that still have quite a bit of snow on the ground. The golf courses are still pretty much covered, but that's going to change. A nice gradual warm up, no dramatic flooding. Rivers go up, streams will go up. That's to be expected, but we're not expecting any kind of crazy flooding, and we can live without that. Camera 2, where are we going, Bertha? We're heading off to, that's Black Mountain. I recognize that. Leavenworth is right in the middle of your screen. If you squint, you can see Leavenworth, and you can see, obviously, in that area, higher in elevation, more shadows. There's not nearly as much snow melt in the Leavenworth area as we have here on the valley floor. Black Mountain, high atop Beshaston. I've been to that site. It's quite it's quite adventurous to get to where that camera site is, as you might imagine. Camera 3. We are off to see Turtle Rock, the wonderful Turtle Rock of Oz, wherever he is, because I don't know why he's broke into song. Turtle Rock to your left. The camera is called the Arundel Rock camera. Turtle Rock is to your left. You can make out Rocky Reach Dam. You can't see the Wenatchee Valley because Turtle Rock is blocking your view, but my, great view of the Mission Ridge area. That's for sure. They've had a good year. They've had a lot of snow. Camera 4. We were off to see Kashmir from, is that the Steins camera, the monitor camera? I always lose track of what camera that is. I can tell you safely that that's the general area of Kashmir, Washington. It looks like they've had quite a bit of snow melt. And we're in for some more snow melt today. But again, it's not a big drum. We're not going to jump up to 73. That ain't going to happen. We don't want that. No place for the water to go. When the ground is frozen, water, when it melts, doesn't soak into the ground. It just runs off the ground. Even in like in flat areas, it just kind of puddles up and freezes. And that's something that they had over the weekend. There were a number of places, both in the Navarre Coulee, specifically the Navarre Coulee, where they had boulders on the road. Because you know what happens, the snow melts, it gets down there, it gets underneath the boulders, and overnight it freezes, the water expands, it loosens the boulders and the rocks, and down they come. That happened a few times over the weekend. Thank goodness nobody got hurt or there were any significant accidents. 6 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. Here's your forecast. Get ready for that. I can live with that. If we get to 54 today, that's one short of the normal high. The normal high for March 18th today is 55 degrees. We're hoping we get to that 55-degree mark so we can break this long, long streak with our daily high temperature below normal. No complaints at all. Overnight lows considerably warmer than what we've had. 35, 35, 36, we can live with that. So lots of sunshine, dry, mild conditions through at least Thursday, spilling a little bit into Friday, but wouldn't you know it, late Friday afternoon into Friday evening, the high pressure, which is going to give us all the sunshine and dry temperatures, will start to break down, and we even have a slight chance of some light precipitation Saturday and Sunday. That's so minuscule we didn't even put it up graphically. So this is the kind of time of the year where we can just say, isn't this boring? But this is beautiful. Man, could we use it. In fact, I saw guys out and about on motorcycles yesterday. More power to them. So it looks like we're done with all of this nonsense that we've had to deal with for, a month and a half. Snow, and then cold, and then snow, and then cold. No complaints in here. Look at that gorgeous sunrise. In fact, it's going on as we speak. It's 7 minutes after the hour. Let's take a look at the passes real quick. Not a lot to talk about there. No advisories, no restrictions across the board. We're going to get to this point in the calendar where we won't be doing the pass reports really unless conditions warrant it. And right now, conditions don't warrant it. There are no advisories. There are no restrictions on any of the major mountain passes. The only thing you need to keep on your radar if you're heading up into the Cascades is blustery winds. Going to be a little gusty as the high-pressure ridge builds up, especially on I-90. The roadways are all fine. They're all bare and dry. That's a live shot of Snoqualmie Pass. We have live shots of Stevens here coming up in Blewett. But again, there's really nothing to tell you about. Look at all the snowmelt that happened on Stevens Pass over the weekend. And they're going to have beautiful weather up there as well. Lots of sunshine, no problems at all. No snow at all in the forecast until they get to Saturday. And then even then, they're going to get light snow. That's it. So passes are looking good. All right. 8 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break. When we come back, your Monday Morning News. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
We're back in this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. 9 minutes after the hour, clear skies, 30 degrees, 54. With lots of sunshine, 54, a forecast high, just about normal for this time of year. Here's what's making news. A one-vehicle fatal crash closed down State Route 28 in the Quincy area early on Sunday morning. State troopers identified the victim as 24-year-old Angel Munez Sandoval of Tabasco, Mexico. Troopers say the driver lost control of his car about 5 miles east of Quincy. The car ran off the roadway and rolled over a number of times before ending up on the westbound shoulder. The driver was ejected and declared dead at the scene. The cause under investigation. Highway 28 was shut down for several hours during Sunday's pre-dawn hours. 3 cars about to be hauled off to a wrecking yard on Friday somehow caught fire at Dick's Towing at the intersection of Thurston and Chelan here in Wenatchee. Chelan County Fire District 1 spokeswoman Kay McKellar said the cars were stacked up about to be loaded onto a transporter when one apparently leaked gasoline, which then ignited. Flames shot dozens of feet high at some points, and later a big plume of smoke drifted into the sky. Nearby streets were shut down for a short time. McKellar said workers at Dick's used a forklift to separate the vehicles, which aided firefighters in extinguishing the fire. But it was a rather dramatic fire on Friday morning. And just about the same time on Friday morning, a home was destroyed in a fire at 7301 Antioch River Road. Chelan County Fire Marshal Bob Plum said the fire does not appear suspicious. The older home was a total loss. He said there were no injuries, but 2 Chihuahua dogs died in the fire. Firefighters were there at that scene for most of the day on Friday and into Saturday. Well, a drug bust in downtown Moses Lake Wednesday netted heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, crack cocaine, hundreds of illegally possessed prescription pills, and 9 EBT cards. The seizures were the result of a search warrant executed at a residence on Gumwood Street in downtown Moses Lake. 42-year-old Sandra Sofford booked into the Grant County Jail on charges of possession of heroin, meth, and cocaine with intent to deliver, as well as trafficking in stolen property. Additionally, she is charged with the school zone enhancement for trafficking drugs within 1,000 feet of a school zone. More charges are expected as the investigation moves forward. Detectives recovered over an ounce each of powdered cocaine and methamphetamine, as well as lesser quantities of heroin and crack cocaine, as well as 19 Suboxone strips. Additionally, there were hundreds of prescription pills containing various controlled substances located in the residence. Well, here in Washington State, hey, they'll pay you to turn in your gun bump stock before a federal law banning the device kicks in on March 26th. Today, from 10 a.m. to 4 o'clock at the Washington State Patrol offices on Euclid Avenue in Wenatchee, people can turn in up to 5 of the devices. They will receive a check in the mail for $150 for each device. The buyback program was given $150,000 by the legislature this session and ends if and when the money runs out. There's going to be 8 buyback locations throughout the state. Another one is on March 24th and 25th, but the nearest buyback location to Wenatchee in the second round will be down in Ellensburg. To participate, you must be a Washington resident with a valid ID. All last week, we showed you various snippets from the latest NCW Life Channel magazine as produced by our very own Caitlin Header Sheet about the Chelan County Drug Court, and here is our final installment.
Mr. Moore, you're doing great.
Yeah. I'm Andrew Moore. I'm 35. I'm from Wenatchee my whole life. I kind of started out with the whole addiction game pretty early in life. Substances were always around, like from when I was even a little kid, so it wasn't hard to get in there, I guess you could say. Got in trouble, got involved with like gang stuff, you know, kind of had a rough upbringing a little bit. My mom struggled with me and my brothers. Had a lot of animosity towards the world because didn't think it was fair, you know, kind of thing. After dealing with some self-struggles, I got in trouble one last time, and instead of sitting in jail forever, they said that they were starting this new thing here and asked if I wanted to be a part of it. And I sat for a week or two thinking about it and decided, yeah, why not, you know? My life has been going downhill for a long time, doing the same thing over and over again, so I decided to give it a shot. Ultimately, they do care, and I don't know, it feels good, you know? As opposed to every other time I've ever gotten in trouble, it's just been like, well, you're doing this, and here you go, probation, time. Go ahead, get out of my courtroom. They don't want to do that. They will sit and talk to you, and you know, they do actually care about how you're doing. And it is like the first thing they ask when they call your name up, and you know, it's like, oh, okay. It makes you care about them too. Like, I want them to see me doing good because, you know, it's like an avenue I never took before. It's helped me bring down a lot of walls that I've had towards people that say they want to help, because like, you're like, why do you want to help me, you know? I'm just a ghetto kid from neighborhood, you know? Why would you even care? But I don't know, I've learned to stop thinking like that, and like not everybody's grows up in the dark like I did. You know, there's a lot of light shed on it for people's lives, and it helps a lot to like let people know that, you know, there are people up there, you know, higher ups, that they do want everybody to succeed, you know, because if everything goes to crap, then, I mean, we wouldn't have none of the things we got. I think I would be in the same hole if I didn't have this program.
There's two things that I would like the community to be aware of. And this is not a quick fix. It's going to take a little bit of time. This program isn't for everyone, but for the ones who want to get clean and want to have that life change, and they need the accountability to do it, this is a fantastic program. But it's still going to take a while. 1 year minimum. The other thing I'd like the community to know is that this isn't some sort of free pass. This is hard work that people are doing. Again, a minimum of a year in order to earn a dismissal. And this isn't for every type of charge.
Good stuff, and you can check out the entire edition of NCW Life Channel magazine on our website at ncwlife.com. It's well worth the time for you to check it out. It's very, very well done. It's 17 minutes after the hour, 31 degrees, sunshine, a high of 54. If we get to 55, we get to normal. I can live with that. Lots of sunshine, mild temperatures all week long. The news with Grant Olson will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant is in the Anchorage area. He also handles the weather forecast. He's going to be a lot more popular this week than he has been for the last few months. Nah, you can't blame the messenger. He's just reporting on what the weather's going to be. Grant Olson in the Anchorage area. Eric Granstrom with sports. You can watch it right here on this very television station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can also watch it on demand by going to ncwlife.com. We'll have the news up and running for you just about 5 o'clock in the evening. And look at the bottom of your screen. Those are the tools that are available for you to get a hold of us. Email us, news@ncwlife.com. Pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number's right there, 888-NCWL. You can go to our Facebook page and message us if you want, or you can just drop us a line via our website. You'll see the Contact Us icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Going to take a break at 18 minutes after the hour. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and the conversation portion of this program with a couple of people who will be participating in the Guardianship Forum being put on by Asian and Adult Care this Friday at the Red Lawn. I'm talking about Peggi Moxley and Carrie Shirk. All that between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. Just about 20 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. Let's do sports. Wenatchee Wild are heading for the southern tip of Vancouver Island, tied at a game apiece in their second-round BCHL playoff series with Cowichan Valley. That after a split in the first two games of the weekend at the Town Toyota Center. Game one Friday night, Capitals scored first. Wenatchee tied it. CV scored again and again. Wenatchee countered to tie it, but it was the third goal in the third period by the Capitals that the Wild could not answer in a 3-2 victory by the visitors. Game two, Saturday night, Matt Gocheski scored two first-period goals. So the Wild were up 2-0 heading into the first intermission. Big crowd, over 2,000 fans at the Town Toyota Center. They were happy, but Cowichan Valley would not go softly into the night. The Caps roared back, tied it with 2 second-period goals. It would be all Wenatchee from there, however. Wild scored 3 to lead at the second intermission, 5-2. They ended up winning 6-3. The series is even at a game apiece. We're going to pick up the highlights with the score tied in the second. Art Checker with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Souter up to Arnold. Arnold over to Stratton. He shoots, pad save, rebound, score! Lucas Souter on the rebound. And the Wild have retaken the lead, now 3-2. Up high right point, Herzog, now left side, Cook. That shot, score! Brandon Cook with the shot from the left point through traffic. And that full diamond on the blocker side, off the post and in. And Brandon Cook has given the Wild a 2-goal lead once again. Chasing after it is Hastings. Hastings back behind the net, takes it away from Melaragny. Dishes over for Reifenberger, and he scores! Marco Reifenberger from the mid-slot. Getting to it just ahead of the play was Brodziak. He comes up through and dishes it over on the far side for Selleck. He's in, he shoots, and he scores. He was alone on the right circle, and his shot, a low, hard shot that beats Austin Park. Power play goal for the Capitals. And they trim the deficit to 5-3. Waits and fires it across where it's played by McIntyre. He's bumped by Iannone and then dancing in. It's played by Adams. He's in, he shoots, he scores! Oh, what a shot by Brian Adams. Matt Gaszewski doing a great job to secure the puck at the left point. Collected by Adams, and he strolled in and rockets the shot high on the blocker side. Wild now lead it 6-3. And it's going to be pressed up against the end boards. 4 seconds left. They kick it loose. Barter's got it. And that's it.
So Wild at Cowichan Valley. Games 3 and 4 will be tomorrow and Wednesday. Game 5 back here in the big city on Friday. If they need to play Game 6, it's back at Cowichan Valley. And then Game 7, again, if necessary, at the Town Toyota Center a week from tomorrow. They say defense wins championships, and that was the case over the weekend for the Wenatchee Valley College Lady Knights basketball team. They picked up their 4th NWAC title in school history.
Campbell with the ball, give us to Strickland. Strickland puts up, shoots 3, no good, and that's the game. The Wenatchee Knights are your 2019 NWAC Women's Basketball Champions.
That's always good to see. They beat Umpqua 74-70, holding the Riverhawks starters scoreless in the first half. The Lady Knights' all-time leading scorer, Ashlyn Burgess, was named the tournament MVP. Chastity Spady sank the final 4 free throws for Wenatchee Valley to seal the deal. She was named the tournament's most inspirational player. All right, to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard over the weekend in one of the 3 games played at Leibov to field to the Apple Bowl on Saturday. Cascade shot down Prosser. Non-league game, as you might imagine, 7-1. In the nightcap, watched right here on the NCW Live channel, Eastmont erased a 2-goal deficit with 2 late goals to tie Sunnyside. The game remained tied at 2-2 through the 2 5-minute overtime, so it came down to a shootout. We were there. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen with the call on the NCW Live channel.
Maldonado, Balauro, right-footed shot, go, 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 go! Nate Balauro for the Eastmont Wildcats, 73 minutes, 17 seconds.
Great shot. That had a lot of movement on it. He knuckled that ball. Very difficult to get a feel where it's going to go if you're the keeper. And yeah.
This could be interesting. Andrade, top of the box, in the box, good control, the shot, bounces off a defender. Whistle on the play, penalty kick.
Handball.
Penalty kick, handball. Penalty kick, handball, and the fans are going crazy. And Mr. Palma is going crazy, or was going crazy, but he's going to keep his mouth shut. He's already got a yellow card to his name. Sergio Bravo. Sergio Bravo. The right-footed shot. Bravo! Goal! 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 And we're tied at 2 in injury time here at the Apple Bowl. What a game. Mario Negrete. First penalty kick of this series. Whistle is there. Right-footed shot. Goal. Not a major problem. Navarro with the whistle. Right-footed shot. And the stop by Enrique Palma. A subdued celebration for his standards. Abraham Arreola. Arreola. Another right-footer. Arreola.
Ooh,
and he sent that wide. He sent that wide. He had Gregerson completely beaten, and he sends that wide. Bravo. Bravo. Bit of a dance. Bravo, goal. And we're tied at 1 in penalty kicks. And Bravo goes and offers some encouragement to Mr. Gregerson. Cervantes and Gregerson. Gregerson and Cervantes. 2 actors, 1 scene. The shot, the shot, the shot. Goal, Sunnyside. No question about it. Balauro, number 8. Whistle. Run up. Shot. Balauro, goal. Francisco Lagunas. Lagunas, the shot. Lagunas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he was close. Oh, Gregerson was close, and he knows it too.
You read that right. Tried to make that stop with both hands at the time. I think that's what kept him from getting on that ball.
Right-footed shot, Maldonado. Maldonado, the shot, goal! Beautifully plays.
Yeah, and that'd be difficult to stop that one. He calm and composed and stepped up, just 2 steps to the ball and
boom,
parked in the corner.
Frausto, the shot. Frausto, and he airmails that one. He airmails that one, and Eastman with a prime opportunity to take this game. Cabrera for the win. Cabrera for the Wildcats. Cabrera, the run-up, the kick, the shot. Goal, 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 goal! And the Eastman Wildcats pull off a great comeback, down 2-0 to win it in penalty kicks by a final tally of 6-5.
Wildcats improved to 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in Big 9 play with that exciting victory on Saturday night. Well, the local baseball diamonds are still covered with snow, so local teams had to go to Western Washington to play baseball. Wenatchee shut out Sumner Friday 2-0, then lost to Richland Saturday 9-6. The Bombers then fell to the Eastmont Wildcats 6-1 before Eastmont lost to Sumner 4-1. Cashmere was at Ording High School to take on Natchez Valley, and they lost both games of that doubleheader. To the Les Schwab fast pitch scoreboard, Eastmont swept Curtis for their first wins of the season there. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder boys lacrosse team went 1-1 over the weekend. No trouble with Hermiston Friday night at Leave Off the Field at the Apple Bowl. They won 18-4. Jacob Reiner led the way with 5 goals. The Thunder then traveled to the west side on Saturday and lost to Juanita, as you see there, 14-2. Gary, Peyton, Pritchard led all scorers with 20 points. Oregon blows out Washington for the Pac-12 tournament title Saturday night in Las Vegas. Won by 20, as you see there. The lone highlight for the Huskies, Matiste Thybulle surpassed Gary Payton for the all-time steals leader in conference history with his 322nd steal in the second half. So for Washington, they had to sit around and wait. They got the at-large bid. Selection Sunday, of course, we learned first that Gonzaga, Duke, Virginia, and North Carolina all get number 1 seeds. Did the brackets. Gonzaga is in the West. They'll play Thursday at 4:30 against the winner of the play-in game between Farley Dickinson and Prairie View. Washington is the number 9 seed in the Midwest region. They got Utah State in the draw, first round Friday at 3:50. Oregon is the number 12 seed in the South. They'll play Wisconsin Friday at 1:30. Arizona State has a chance to earn a spot in the round of 64. They have a play-in game Wednesday at 6 o'clock against St. John's. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday at the bottom of the hour. The obscure holiday, March 18th, is Awkward Moments Day. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a good reason why it's the day after St. Patrick's Day, because St. Patrick's Day is a day that's associated with overindulging and partying and alcohol, and then you have an awkward moment and you want to just go hide. The purpose of this holiday is not known. Maybe you admit that you occasionally have most awkward moments are quite frankly rather hilarious later on. At the time, maybe not so much. Today is National Awkward Moments Day, also known as Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Today in history, happy birthday to the Stanley Cup. There's the original Stanley Cup. Now it's just the top of it. Of course, as more and more teams play and more cups are decided, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. They make more rings to it. On this date, 127 years ago, former Governor General Lord Stanley pledges to donate a Silver Challenge Cup, which will later be named after him, as an award for the best hockey team in Canada. It's known as the Stanley Cup and is the oldest trophy in professional team sports. And it was birthed on this date 127 years ago. And this is the 29th anniversary of a very daring robbery. March 18th, 1990, at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, in the wee small hours of the morning, two men dressed as Boston police officers rang the back doorbell for the security and personnel entrance only. The two security guards inside the museum said, "What's up?" And said, "We got a call. There's some sort of disturbance going on, an alarm, something." And the security guard said, "Oh, okay, come in." And they let the two fake cops in. The fake cops overwhelmed the security guards, duct taped them all up, and in about 20 minutes made off with 12 pieces of art, most of them paintings, but a few other odds and ends, collectively worth $500 million. They have never been caught. The art has never been recovered. And finally, birthdays. Whenever there's a presidential birthday, we always recognize it. There's Grover Cleveland. He was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States, born on this date in 1837. The only president in American history to serve two non-consecutive terms. He won the popular vote all 3 years in a row. It's just in the middle he lost to Benjamin Harrison. So he won the popular vote in 1884, 1888, and 1892, but he was only elected twice, and he is the only president who got married in the White House. Historians, when he first left office, didn't think much of Grover Cleveland, but his stock has risen over the years. And happy 40th birthday, Adam Levine. There's Adam. He's a singer, a songwriter, guitarist, scores Maroon 5. He dabbles in acting every now and again. He has his own fragrance. He's on The Voice. He's 40 years old today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Then a conversation you don't want to miss with Peggi Moxley and Carrie Shirk. The Aging and Adult Care Guardianship Forum is the topic. It's this Friday, and you'll hear about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. On March 22nd, Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington presents the North Central Washington Guardianship Forum. This forum is designed for family members caring for individuals with diminished capacity, healthcare professionals working with the elderly, or other professionals who work with or represent individuals in guardianship. For pricing, registration, and continuing educational credits, contact the event organizer or Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood. It's great.
Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's an old saying, clothes make the man. Really? This seems kind of naive and prejudicial to me. Just because some guy is nicely dressed, does that mean he's a better man, a man of greater integrity and character than someone who's less well-dressed? Now, granted, a person's outward appearance can sometimes be an expression of their inner personality. Actually, quite often, clothing-wise, that's the effect many people are after. But let's face it, just because somebody's dressed nice, it doesn't mean they are nice. Now, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
3 new Nissans, 2 powerful Titans, 1 award-winning lineup. Save big on all of it at Nissan now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. Save big on Altima with intelligent all-wheel drive. Hurry in and experience why more people are loving Nissan now.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, 2 Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. This Friday at the Red Lion Hotel, it is the annual Guardianship Forum. It's being put on by Aging and Adult Care of North Central Washington. If you know somebody or you are somebody who is up in years or maybe disabled, you want to learn about guardianship in Washington State and all those important things that you need to know to make sure things are going correctly, you're not being scammed, stuff like that. This is an important, very, very important forum. It's all day Friday at the Red Lion Hotel here in the big city. And here to talk about that are experts in their respective fields. On my far, far left, local attorney and local legend, Peggi Moxley. I get to say that, thank you. Carrie Shirk is to my immediate left. And you, Carrie, and I got to ask you about this, you're a certified, what is it? A certified?
Professional guardian.
A professional guardian.
Which is, I'm certified through the state. I have to take training. I have to account to the Office of the Administrative Office of the Courts. every 2 years and have a certain amount of credits to continue my professional status.
What does a professional guardian do?
Well, the same thing as any other guardian, but to have more than 2 cases, you have to be certified. You have to take the training and receive your license. And so I just have more cases than perhaps a lay guardian who would be family member or someone who wanted to assist. So I have several more cases. So you have to be certified if you want to take more than 2 cases.
And how do you get cases? How do you end up being a guardian for somebody? How does their file cross your desk?
I probably have a little more luck in doing that because I was a paralegal for Sandra D. Cordell for 13 years. And so I was familiar with the attorneys, and when my boss decided to go towards elder care, probates, Medicaid planning, I knew the attorneys. And so when she retired and I went out on my own, then the attorneys knew that I was a guardian, and they started calling me. APS also calls, Adult Protective Service, and to see if we can take cases. And we have 2 kinds of cases. We have a private pay for someone who has the funds, and we have Medicaid cases. So all of the guardians in town, we have 5 certified guardians. We try to balance out our Medicaid and our private pay to help as many people as we can, but we need more.
You do.
We need
You're
more
busy.
guardians. We're busy.
That's actually not good, is it? To be that busy in your line of work.
Well, it is kind of stressful. Having more guardians would free up some of that time, and at some point we just have to say, I can't take it. I can't take the case. I can't devote enough time to others that I do have if I take any more cases. And it's just like attorneys too. At some point, you have to say, okay, let me give you someone else's name to see if they can take a case. So we are very busy in town, the 5 of us.
Peggy, who should be going to this forum on, who's this forum designed to help?
It is designed really to help everybody. It is professionals, people in allied fields like the case managers at the hospital, people who work in some of the facilities, because there's a lot of misunderstanding about what a guardianship is. Even people who work in banks will sometimes say, you need a guardian. So it would be helpful for them to know more about guardianships. It would also be helpful for family members to know about guardians. If their parent is getting to the point where they're having trouble making decisions, and perhaps they did a power of attorney and named their child, but it's become adversarial because the senior continues to insist to live at home, and the adult child knows it's really not safe for them to live at home anymore.
So how does one know that, gee, I think mom or dad or both of them need a guardian now at this point in your life? What does one look for when you're interacting with somebody up there in years that say, you know what, somebody's gonna scoop in and clean out your bank account if you're not careful?
There are a lot of triggers, and something may be a trigger for one person and not another. An example is an individual no longer understands that food needs to be refrigerated, and they leave it out. And they eat it, and then they're constantly sick, and they're losing weight. That's a sign of it. That they're giving money away indiscriminately, or they take a large withdrawal from the bank. I had one person who took $50,000 from the bank in cash, and the bank's got to give it to them if they ask, and they couldn't account for what they did for it. It could have gone to charity, it could have gone to magazine scams, it could have gone to a neighbor. So there are a lot of different potential triggers that show that someone's no longer caring for themselves.
Peggy's an attorney. She handles wills, probate, and things like that. So you do, and my guess is there's just a lot of people who never even bother to have a will drafted. It's not that hard, but they don't do it, do they?
That's correct.
For some people, doing a will is admitting that they're mortal. I even will have some people say to me, well, if I die, and I'll say, you're going to die. It's a question of when. So often, you know, most people typically leave their estate to their spouse and then in equal shares to their children. So if you don't have a will, that's the state scheme that comes into play. But the problem is, sometimes you can have two A-type personalities who are not fighting over the money, they're fighting over who's in charge. So if you did a will and said who you wanted in charge, that minimizes that potential conflict.
Okay. Carrie, let me ask you this: in your line of work as a professional guardian, do you have a legal obligation? Say, if you're sitting down and you're going through somebody's paperwork and bank accounts, whatever, to see how everything is, and you see red flags that pop up that concerns you. Do you have a what is your obligation to the client cross, say, the obligation to this? I think may be a crime, and I need to report this to authorities. Does that happen a lot in your line of work? Do you have to go to people and say, this lady's getting scammed?
Yes, I have had that happen. I had a case where someone did steal the money from their loved one. Mm-hmm. And my first recourse was to call Adult Protective Services, as they will do investigation on financial and physical abuse. Now, physical abuse they will attend to right away. Financial can sit there for a while if they're backed up, but this was pretty big. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, contacting my attorney to get the ball rolling, and contacting the police. And I did go through that process. So yes, it does happen, and there are red flags when I'm told that there's a certain amount of money in the bank account, and I go to the bank, and as a guardian, I can ask for records back to a certain period of time.
Sure.
And I can see where money is being dispersed inappropriately, and with the wonderful Google that we have nowadays, you can just about Google the debits that are on a bank statement and find out where some of those are going, and knowing that the loved one lives here and certainly didn't buy lingerie in another city.
Okay, I got you.
So then there's some red flags.
Right.
And then we start contacting APS, attorneys, police, and going through that process.
I guess really, and Peggy, you mentioned the $50,000 story. You know, the bank, it's her money. The bank has to give it to her. But would the bank also then say, would call somebody up and say, did you know Janet just came in and took $50,000 cash out?
Sometimes they do. I have been called by an employee of the bank. The bank, and this isn't so much when a person insists to take their own money out. I think their hands are tied then. But if they're accompanied by someone, so there's a suspicion that someone else is financially exploiting them, as of about 3 years ago, they can freeze the account.
Okay, there you go. You got some heavy hitters here. This forum, by the way, is all day. It starts at 8 o'clock and it goes all the way to 5. If you register, and you need to register to go there, they're going to serve you lunch. I love that. You got some important people who are absolutely experts in your field. I'll start out with you, Peggy. What are you going to be talking about? I know you're doing the opening remarks and you're going to be involved in some symposiums and stuff. What are you going to be talking about?
Suzanne Altman and I, and she's another professional guardian, we're presenting on tips, tricks, and traps. I have to say that slowly. and that has input from not just Suzanne and I, but Carrie gave us some input. And we've got tips for both petitioners, so family members, and we broke it down: tips for guardians, lay guardians, tips for professional guardians, and tips for attorneys who represent them. And so it's got collective items, for maybe a total of about 50 years experience working in the guardianship area.
Okay.
Just like starting to end of what you do, how you should work your guardianship. What is the first thing you do? What if you have these questions? So they're going to be talking about that and taking questions, because there's going to be a lot of people that are wondering, wow, what do I do when I see this happen?
Right.
So, and we were talking about what to have in your guardianship order. I will often ask an attorney to send me the draft of the final order to make sure it has everything but the kitchen sink in it. Otherwise, you end up going back to court to ask for something that maybe you need right away and should be working on right away. So there's a lot of little tips, tricks and traps.
You say it slowly.
We cannot say that fast. That hopefully will help answer a lot of questions for people in that.
What about the lay guardian? Somebody, I'll try this scenario. The wife who's taking care of the husband who's now struggling as he gets older, and she's the primary caregiver. Can somebody like that learn something by going to this forum about how to take care of my husband in this period of his life?
Absolutely. I think there's a little bit for everybody. The financial ethics portion of this is going to give some fiduciary responsibility answers that might help some people. Just the tips on things that you can be doing, asset recovery, any kind of asset recovery and inventories. Guardianships can be confusing at best. We've seen the documents that have come through. I mean, my reports sometimes are this thick. So if we can help people with some of these tips to make their lives easier, we certainly want to do that. So there's a little bit for everybody.
Peggy, you have something?
Well, I was just going to say, it's not common, but it does occur that a spouse becomes a guardian. It happens more when there's a mental health issue, and so the spouse with the mental disease has told the doctor not to talk to their spouse or their children about it. So the spouse has to get that information, and the only way to get it is to become guardian. And there are actually ways, so it's not intrusive on them financially, that every transaction has to be reported to the court the way it does for most guardians. Because what I've done is just have it so, and this is the tip I didn't think of, but so that the spouse just puts the spouse with the mental illness, their income into one account, and then just has to account for expenditures from that account.
Okay.
But it allows the spouse in that situation to get information which they wouldn't have otherwise, and they really need.
Well, in North Central Washington, for the most part, we're pretty good about taking care of the elderly and disabled. Is this generally speaking? I know it's a big brush.
You know, generally yes, but you would not believe the incidences of children or neighbors, new friends taking advantage of seniors.
Yeah.
There is a lot of it.
And something else that's been developing, and I know this from talking to my friends in law enforcement, the kids go to see, their 25-year-old kids go to see grandma, and they excuse themselves, go to the bathroom and empty out their medicine cabinets to get the drugs, get opioids. You're stealing grandma's pills. I'm hearing about that.
More and more as our valley ages, we're seeing so much of theft and scams. I mean, just talking to 2 attorneys recently with cases they have, it's just incredible of what's going on and how people can scam. And especially those ones from other countries that will call you and say, you know, I just won a $2 million lottery, send me $8,000 and I'm gonna come and we'll share this. That was on a, what do you call them, a romantic website?
Yes, I've had clients fall for that.
Yeah.
Because they're no longer processing information.
And they're lonely.
Yeah. There's somebody paying attention to them. They have somebody to talk to on the phone.
Yes.
And these con people know it, and they take advantage of this.
The
That's okay, because there's a special place in hell for those people when they die. Go ahead,
well,
Tony.
there's another thing that happens in our community, and probably in all communities. There are a significant number of orphan seniors. So that's someone who lives here and their kids don't live here anymore, or they never had kids. And so again, they are susceptible to someone to come in and take care of them, but also to scam them.
Well, you can learn all about the do's and the don'ts and everything you need to know for guardianship, taking care of the elderly, disabled, whatever the case may be. Again, it's this. There you go. There's the information that you need. It's all day at the Red Lion Inn. Basic registration is just $50. If you're 65 and over, it's only $20. And this is important. If you're a professional in your field and you need to keep your credits up, Carrie, this will do the job, right? This will build towards
This
your...
will do the job. We have to have approval from the AOC. I send in a packet to them, and if they approve it, then we receive those credits. And Guardians, 3 of the credits are credits that are difficult to get.
Mhm.
So for Guardians, CPAs, GALs,
Attorneys.
Yep.
We are providing credits at $150, which is very inexpensive compared to going to perhaps Seattle and spending $500 for a day.
Mhm.
So this is a really good way to get your credits.
And you get a network with people who are in the same boat that you are.
Yes, and you have a little continental breakfast. You get your lunch in a convenient, comfortable setting, and an afternoon snack.
Yeah. There's a complete agenda, so if there's something specific that you want to say, if you want to go just to what, let's say, Julie will be talking about, or Carrie will be talking about, or Peggy will be talking about, they have it all spelled out right here. Aging and Adult Care are the folks you want to get a hold of. They're the ones who are putting it on. I love them, by the way. Aging and Adult Care. I just love those folks. I really do.
They are
do
wonderful.
great work.
They're great to work with.
They leverage the money they get from the federal government in incredible ways.
Yeah, they really do. So anyway, there you go. It's it's this Friday. It's all day Friday. Just get a hold of the folks at Asian Adult Care if you have any questions at all. Great conversation. I enjoyed this. I'd like to have you back on again one of these days.
That would be great. We would do it.
And Peggy, enjoy the walk back to the office.
Hopefully I won't fall in a pothole.
Yeah, please don't. Please
I'm
don't.
gonna drop you off.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at acchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back. We are live here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. One more chance to take a look at a very pleasant weather forecast from the National Weather Service. We're going to be bathed in sunshine all this week, all the way until late Friday afternoon. Late Friday afternoon, the high pressure ridge, which is going to give us the sunshine, going to start breaking down. But no complaints there. Our normal high on this date, March 18th, is 55 degrees. If we get to 55, National Weather Service says we'll be 1 degree short of that, but if we get to 55, it would finally snap our string of 47 days in a row with our daily high temperature below normal. And the best part is the overnight lows above freezing. It looks like winter is finally done. That reminds me, the spring equinox is coming up on Wednesday, and on Thursday on this program, whenever we have a solstice or an equinox, my friend Bonnie Orr drops by to pay me a visit. And that'll happen again, by the way, on Thursday of this week. Everybody enjoy this beautiful sunshine. Hope you have the day off. We don't. We'll see you Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.